All right, this one here is about the DC car, and the Italians, man. It's an Italian dude. I don't want to say his name, but we just gonna call him Luigi. All right, so let's start this thing up. All right, prison story. All right, you know what it is. Unique Mac Audio, man. I'm gonna tell you a little prison story about my man Luigi. That's what we gonna call him, Luigi. All right. Now I met Luigi over in Lewisburg back in 1995. I'm gonna speed it up to try and get to the point. Y'all like when I make it long, but to do that I like to talk a little faster so I can get in the zone. All right. So we gonna tell you about Luigi. I'm in Lewisburg, 1995. I get there October 17th, 1994. I meet homeboy. You know what I mean? Italian dude. I'm over there in I block, you over there in J block, you on the third floor. First cell, big typewriter. If y'all was there, you know. If you don't know, you ain't supposed to know. Alright, that's how we do the Unique Mega Audio. So now, we up there in the joint, and he's right across from the unit team office. So when I go up to the unit team, they always called me up there for something. They said I was wilding. You know what I mean? But I was just being unique, So I'm up there at unit team, and I meet this Italian dude, and he's like, man, I know who you are, blah, 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 blah. You need to chill out. You can get out. I heard about your case. I see the loophole already. I'm like, how you see the loophole? I didn't even get my transcripts. He said, man, I got this. Everything is in order. So I'm not really paying attention to him. But next thing you know, he come back. He showed me some cases and all that. And at this time, I couldn't read, all right. So he reading the joints to me and he explaining to me. So I let him start doing my legal work. Now, he started doing my legal work. He did real good. He had me make a promise to him. I'm not going to tell y'all what that promise is, but he made me make a promise to him that once I get out, he wanted to do something for me when I get out, for him. So now I get out and, leave the unit team office. I go back to my unit, whatever. Next thing you know, ride, jump off. I winds up in ADX. I get a big-ass box with all my legal papers, from Luigi. Luigi washed his hands with me. He said, man, you said you was going to take care of that for me when you get out, da-da-da-da. And, you can't even get out. You know what I mean? You can't even stay out of trouble. So here go all your legal papers. You're on your own. But I left the arguments in there that I got. So I took the arguments, gave them to the lawyer. The lawyer screwed it up because he couldn't believe that a dude in jail actually wrote the argument, and the dude was that nice with it, So we put the appeal in. We lose the appeal. Then I left ADX and I went to Allenwood, then went out to Lund Park, you know what I mean? Then went out to Coleman, and then made it to Lee County. Now, when I get to Lee County, I run into homeboy over there again. Here go Luigi. Luigi on the compound, cool, older Italian dude. He older than me. I was in my 30s, and he was in his maybe 60s, but real cool dude, good shape, get up, work out every day, good mind, do this and that. But I haven't seen him in a minute. Remember, I haven't seen him since 1995. And this is now 2005, 2003. You know what I mean? I see him in 2003, 8 years later, and he like talking to himself. He burnt out. You know what I mean? But I know he know the argument, because even though I lost the argument, I know why I lost it, because the lawyer took the case on, didn't know what he was doing, and didn't have no faith in what Luigi did. You know what I mean? So I go to Luigi, I tell him with the case. He said, man, I'm done with you, man. You let me down, man. You couldn't leave them knives alone, man. You ain't had no business messing with them knives, wilding like that when I told you I could get you out of jail. So, I had to spend a, couple of weeks walking the track with him, talking to him, building back our relationship and our trust that I was going to chill out. So I'm walking with old Luigi and we chilling. And he's telling me this and that, and we winds up getting cool. He starts helping me with my paperwork. Now, everybody see me walking around the compound with him. So now, one of the DC dudes come to me, I was working at Unicorn at the time, came to me at Unicorn, sat down at my sewing machine. Yeah, I'm a seamstress. I was sewing. They taught me how to sew, so I became a seamstress. So I'm in there sewing. You understand what I'm saying? So he tells me, he said, yo, that white dude you be walking the track with, he racist. I'm like, yo, what you mean? He like, nah, he racist. I said, nah, he ain't racist. He been helping me since 95, man. He ain't never been there. He said, yo, the dude be in the vent and he be calling us niggas all night. You understand what I'm saying? And he's going off and we about to, put that knife up in him. You know, this, this what they telling me, So I go holler at the, Luigi, and I say, yo, what's going on in the cell at night? And he said, nah, these goddamn niggas in the vent, and he's saying niggas every minute, you know what I mean? But I know he's not racist, but I guess he been screwed off by black people over the 8 years that I haven't been around so much, because he got beat up pretty bad in every joint he went in. So it had to be in his mouth, So he telling me they yelling in the vent, they talking in the vent, they keep me up all night, they disrespected me, they this, they that, So I go back and I talk to them and they say, yo, that old man bugging, man. He said, we be in there smoking our weed, drinking our white lightning, watching TV through the door, minding our business, and we can't even watch TV because this white dude is yelling over everybody, calling us all kinds of niggas. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, man. So now I need him. I don't need him to get all stabbed up and leave the compound because he about to pick my paperwork up and get me back out of jail, So I go back to old Luigi and I say, yo, come on, man. I talked to him. They said it's you. And he said, nah, I'm telling you, it ain't me, it's them. And I said, look, man, they ready to put the knife in you. And he's like, man, I don't care. I'm going to die with honor. I said, come on, Luigi, man. These dudes is going to kill you. You know what I mean? Luigi like, man, I don't care, man. If that's the way I gotta go, that's the way I gotta go. But I'm not going to have nobody talking to me crazy and a thing. I said, look, man. They said it was a misunderstanding. They trying to leave it at that. I need you to say it was a misunderstanding and for you to leave it at that. Oh, Luigi, nah, I ain't leaving nothing. Cop the book of Roy and Harlem. Like, subscribe, and hit that goddamn Cash App. The game is to be sold, not told. Don't forget. Game to be sold, not told. Boom. Okay? So now, Luigi telling me he ain't going out like that. I said, Luigi, man, they said they gonna say it was a misunderstanding. All you got to do is say it was a misunderstanding. You damn near 70. You're in great shape. But we don't want you having a fight with these young black dudes because it ain't going to be nothing nice. You know what I mean? And these other, Italians ain't going to roll with you. It's only a handful of them on the yard and you by yourself for whatever reason. So therefore, you know what I mean? All you got right now is me and I'm trying to save your life. He said, man, don't try and save my life. You need to mind your business. I said, oh, man. I said, man, I know these young dudes, man. I don't want them to wind up screwing their life off killing you. And I don't want you to wind up losing your life being killed by them, man. And this is where it's going. He's like, man, I don't care. I'm like, let's start from the beginning. I said, Luigi, you got a knife? He said, nah, I don't need a knife. I walk with God. I said, oh, man, now you walking with God and you got the devils all up on your ass. What am I going to do with old Luigi? I need him to help me with my legal works. I don't need him to get transferred. Definitely don't need him to get killed because I like the old man. So he's like, man, I don't care nothing about none of that. I ain't trying to hear none of that crap. And I said, Luigi, man, they gonna kill you, my dog. They gonna kill you. He said, that's what they gotta do. You know what I mean? I said, oh, man. So now, Luigi, this gets interesting. It's gonna get a little lengthy. So you're gonna get what you want because this story right here is passionate to me because it's a good friend of mine. So Luigi sits there. He go back in the unit. So the next morning, they come back to me. They tell me, yo, he's still in the vent, da-da-da-da. He ain't trying to squash it. I don't care how old he is. Dudes, they on some ignorant time. Nah, dude damn near 70. He in good shape, though. You know what I mean? He ain't bent over or nothing. But they talking about, we get ready to put the knife in him, man. That's it. You know what I mean? You tried. That's your man. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is, man. So I said, oh, man, let me talk to him one more time. I shoot out there, call him out to the yard. I said, yo, dude, they getting ready to pull a move on you, man. Slow down, man. You know what I mean? Stop it, And he's like, man, I'm walking with God, Y'all remember old Christian George, right? If y'all don't remember Christian George, go back to one of them older videos in the 50s. 50-something. I number the videos by numbers. I don't remember which one because he just came to my mind. But he like Christian George. He telling me he walked with God. So now, lunchtime, they got pizza. He's Italian. You know what I mean? Ironic, right? So now, I'm expecting him to stay in the unit. He normally don't come out. People normally bring food back to the unit. He buy the food, eat in the unit, and he chill out in the unit unless he come to the yard, walk the track to get some air. But now, it's pizza day. And this is when, this was, Lee County used to have these banging ass pizzas. I think they sell them at Little Caesars now with the cheese in the crust. That's like to a dude that been down 15, 20 years to get a pizza with cheese in the crust in prison. Heaven. Straight heaven. You know what I mean? So now they serving his pizza, so the whole jail going because we had the week before, so everybody knew that pizza right there was some old street joint. That wasn't no penitentiary. Slap 2 pieces of dough and a little tomato sauce and sprinkle a little cheese on the top and say, now you got a pizza. Go sit down and be happy. This was some real pizza. So Luigi comes out to go get the pizza, and he walking down the walkway. So, I'm already in the kitchen because I'm in H unit, and he was over there like in C unit, D, C and D, He walking down the walkway, and when you come out the unit, you got these steps that come down from the top, you know what I mean? And that's caged off. Then at the bottom, they got a cage where they can lock you in, and they got the same thing on the other side. Then when you come out in a hall, in the little courtyard part, and when you come out those steps down the stairs, that's all caged in. Then you got another big fence with a big sliding gate where they can lock your ass in there too. And it's 3 units set up like that, stacked on top of each other, 4 stories. Because the first floor got 2 floors, and the second floor got 2 floors, so that's 4 floors. Want y'all to get a good visual and take a ride with me right now. So now he comes out, now you got everybody standing at the top. You see this background behind me? How everybody on the rail? Everybody know what's going on. They know they get ready to put this Italian's lights out, so everybody stand there watching. Blacks, white, every goddamn thing. They don't want to get involved because he don't run with no car. Remember what I told you, so don't go to prison. Don't think this is nothing nice, because you're going to have to connect with a car, or you're going to wind up getting killed. If you're not connecting with a car, you're going to wind up, having to kill somebody. You know what I mean? So, and they're going to label you with a car. I was freelance, so I ran with everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody knew me. I sit at whatever table I want, but not the white table. You know what I mean? I sat down at a white table or 2 in a couple of penitentiaries, but trust me, it's not permitted, so I'm not going to sit here faking like I sit at anywhere I want to sit. Nah, you're not doing that in the pen. But a white dude there got power, and he said, hey, you need to come here for a minute. You sit down, I holler at him, whatever. And his friends know I'm there with him. You know what I mean? But it's not like I'm going to sit there for 20 minutes of the whole meal. I'm going to sit down and answer whatever question, make whatever transaction, whatever I'm going to do, and just keep it moving. It ain't no hanging out. So he walking down the little walkway, coming down them little steps now, through that little cage, and he's in the courtyard where they got the big fence. I'm in the kitchen. All I hear was woo, woo, woo. That's it. The deuces. You know what I mean? The deuces went off. So now the deuces go off, police running everywhere. They lock the kitchen, lock us in the kitchen, and everything is mayhem. So everybody run to the window to look out the window to see where the police is going. I'm eating my pizza. I ain't tripping on none of that. What I'm thinking about doing is going online to get another goddamn pizza while these clowns is looking out the window. Because the pizza more important to me than the violence, because I'm going to catch the next violence in the next hour. They know we at Violontville. You know what I mean? A.K.A. Lee County. So we sitting there, and I see them walking Luigi by the kitchen to go to the medical. And he got his eye in his hand. They done stabbed his eye out in the middle of the compound coming down the joint, man. Old 70-year-old Italian man. These dudes had to be in their late 20s, at the time. They had to be in their late 20s, early 30s. But they stabbed this, man, they punished him. His eye in his hand while he walking up the walk, man. And this is my friend. But I tried to talk to him as a friend. He didn't want to hear it. He said he walking with God. So now him and God walking with his eye in his hand, and God going to figure out a way to make it right. Because that's what God do, But why put yourself in that situation when God give you common sense to know that you're dealing with some nuts? Sometimes you got to know when to play along to get along. So if they want to say that it was a misunderstanding, all he had to do was say, Luigi would say, man, it was a misunderstanding. Hit the like button, man. Make sure you subscribe, and hit that goddamn Cash App. And of course, Copper Rowan Harlem. Yeah, I'm plugging it all at once because I'm just chilling in the vibe right now. Now, they walking by with his eye in his hand. So now when they open the door and people come in the kitchen, they telling how it happened. They said, yo, this old man came walking down the compound with his head high, shoulders back like he ain't had a worry in the world, and he was just in the vent calling these young crazy black guys niggas for the last 2 weeks. And he's, that's how he walking up the walk with his head high, walking with God. They came out of nowhere, bust him on the head, stabbed him all up in his face, kicked him, dragged him. They mauled him. They mauled him. You know what I mean? And all that could have been avoided, of course, by not going to jail. by not breaking the law. Like I'm telling you youngins, don't break the law, don't go to jail. Or he could have just, played along to get along and said, there was a misunderstanding, and just start over with a fresh slate, But I think he really had something in his head because he had a fight in the FCI. Luigi, he came from Gilmore FCI. Gilmore was rocking and rolling. It's set up like a penitentiary, but it's supposed to be an FCI, Federal Correctional Institute, which means a medium security for guys that's not as violent as the guys in the penitentiary where I'm at. But he down there and he gets into it with some white dudes down there, and he put a bunch of sodas in a pillowcase and went to swinging it, busting this dude all in his head, and dragged him all up in the day room, with a Coca-Cola stamp on his face when he was finished. That's how crazy that was. So he done, screwed up in Gilmore, he done came there, and now everybody's, looking at me because they know I used to hang with him, and they like, yo, damn, what's wrong with the old man? I said, man, I'll try to talk to him, man. You know what I mean? But he said that's the way he wanted to go out, So now he back there in the hole, He all busted up, he on the hole, got his eye hanging out, everything. How long we been on this joint here, man? I feel like busting this down in two. Yeah, we've been on here 16 minutes, long enough. If you want part two, what happened after he got busted in the eye, came back to the compound, how the shit played out, how war is always on in the penitentiary, request part two. All right? But now, like, subscribe, Cash App, and cop the goddamn book of Rowan Harlem, and you already know, get the merchandise. See the shirt? You know what I mean? This what this show is about, man. It's about telling you that you have the right to remain silent, but we're telling you don't get involved in crime so you don't have to exercise that right. So don't say I didn't tell you. It ain't worth it. Don't go down that road. But if you think you're tough enough to go down that road, you know there's goddamn rules and regulations. And when you get to the penitentiary, ain't nobody trying to hear all them YouTube explanations why. You know what I mean? Because there's a no tolerance for telling in the penitentiary. So that's why I'm telling y'all don't go to the penitentiary. So now, let me close out, man. I'm going to close out the same way I began. You know what I mean? So, I'm out. All right?
Hi guys, welcome to Platinum Cuisines. We're located in Freeport on the Nautica Mile. Just wanted to introduce my partner, Amy.
Hi guys, how are you? And this is my sister-in-law, Diana, another partner. I just ask that you come support our minority-owned business. We serve Asian in Freeport, New York.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squealing till the cops make an audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he tryna stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the root men.